Yeah, with that as well, we'll get into the news that, of course, David Fifita will miss Origin. We've literally just put that up on the CKM Red socials. If you are following along there, if you're not, you should be. You're missing out on a good time. But you are here joining us right now, and with that, we will take you through the NRL news, and we'll start with the Sea Eagles versus the Raiders. Plenty of Origin enforced changes in both sides. Of course, the Sea Eagles will be without Tom Trbojevic this week, so Garrick will slot in at fullback. Your backs are Saab, Parker, Harper, Sully, Foran in the 6, with Dylan Walker now dropping into the 7, with Daly Cherry Evans, of course, on rep duty. Paseka Paseka in the 8, Croker keeping his spot in the 9, despite the fact that Cade Cust is included in the 14 jersey. It's good to see him back, and he'll be getting a fair shout. Of course, there is one Trbojevic in the lineup this week. That is Ben. He'll be in the 15 shirt. And then it's DeLuise and Sipley in the 16 and 17, respectively, as they were. As for the Raiders, Xavier Savage, the exciting prospect that he is, he will be running out in the number 1 shirt for the Raiders. Croker is back in the centres. He'll be in the number 3 shirt this week, with Seb Chris in the 4. Rapana out on the wing, with Frawley replacing Whiting in the 6. Sam Williams keeping his spot in the 7. Gula in as your prop, with Louis partnering in. Hodgson in the 9 shirt. Haraway Ranara and Hudson Young in 11 and 12, with Sutton in the 13. Starling, Ryan James, Sia Soliola and Joseph Tarpanay in the 17. I don't fancy this game one bit. I really don't. It's going to be an absolute horror show, is this one. I mean, the Sea Eagles have been good. They proved that they can do it without Turbo Tom at the back when they ran up a decent score just a couple of weeks ago without him. We talked about how they needed to do that and how it needed to be done to really silence some of them critics and show that if Trbojevic has a bad game, the Sea Eagles still turn up. They did. I just question how Garrett goes in the 1 shirt. We've seen him play a little bit of fullback in his time. He's serviceable. He does the job. It just doesn't fill me with the greatest of confidence. But then again, who do you slot in there? You've got Big Moses Sully on the wing as well. Big winger, that's frightening, is that? I mean, we talk about Greg Marzio at the Titans and being a big winger, but Moses Sully on the wing. If I turned up and he was lining up against me, absolute nightmare. Not a fan.
Who would you rather, Sully or Tatua, who's named in the 20?
Neither. I'm sick that day. If my manager calls me, I'm sick that day. Terrible gastroenteritis. I've been on the toilet all day, boys. I can't make it today. As for the Sea Eagles, they're a good side. They've looked red hot. I mean, Kyle Lawton in the 12 shirt has been more than doing the job since he came in. He's looked absolutely quality. You see this time and time again, you give a player a chance and he'll run with it. Lawton's no different. Kepi in the 13 did the job there last week, keeps that 13 shirt as well, considering that Sipley's been having pretty decent stints off the bench as well. An argument to maybe if you wanted to put in a bit more of a bustling forward, Sipley could be a decent call. But I mean, I'm gonna go Sea Eagles on this one. I'm gonna back with my gut. I do worry about this one a lot. I mean, where's your thoughts lie with this one?
Immediate thoughts, even with the Origin out, I'm thinking Manly. The Canberra are coming off an absolute shellacking at home against not an out of sorts Titans team, but a team that was not expected to go down there and give that much for a run for their money in what is as full strength of a side as that the Raiders can put out at the moment. Tom Turbo, that sucks for Manly. That's a lot of their attack right there. But the last time Garrick did play, he was superb. So he was absolutely fantastic at the back for Manly. He's in a rich vein of form. It wouldn't surprise me if we see the likes of Dylan Walker potentially give Garrick a stint at or a bit of a rest at fullback. Walker tried to inject himself. The other option, obviously, is the straight swap between Cust and Walker. Foran would end up going into the 7, Cust to the 6. Walker goes 14, Croker at the 9. and Walker can play that floating 13 role that he played last week. So you've got some options there. Xavier Savage will make his proper debut and not the illegal debut as he did a month ago now, I believe it was. Very exciting. He's straight to my Supercoach team because I am struggling for players this week. And Supercoach is the only reason why I'm going to watch this game because I have no interest in it whatsoever otherwise. Frawley and Williams. You haven't heard of that pairing for many years, if at all. So it's going to be interesting to see how they work together with Savage out the back and Hodgson at the 9. You know, Hodgson's going to have to step up and do a fair chunk of kicking, do a lot of directing out of dummy half. You know, the forwards here are going to have to take a big step up if they're going to try and outpower this Manly side that has Paseka to Pau, Olakawatu, Kepi, and DeLuey. Oh, and Sipley, mind you, the try scorer from last week. And then you got the elusiveness of Carl Lawton, of Lockie Croker out of dummy half, Ben Trebojevic when he comes on. This is a big yikes. I'm going Manly 13 plus. Anytime try scorers. You can make a case for any of the back 5 at any point in the game. Looking at Sportsbet at the moment, it didn't work last week, but I'll go with it again this week. Brad Parker at 210. Parker, I think if the numbers line up, goes up against Jared Croker. Again, Croker, the defensive turnstile that he is. It just makes a lot of sense there. Garrick at $2 is a definite shout. If you want to go some value, you could look at the Raiders and say someone like Croker at $3.75 isn't too bad. Parker, again, he's been known for his defensive lapses. If Croker comes up against Morgan Harper paying $2.63. Sorry, that is superb. Would absolutely take that. The other option, if he plays, I don't think he will, but if he does play, Matt Tomoko for the Raiders, currently in the 18, he'll just be too big and too strong. So if he gets a run, I'm going with him for the Raiders. But Manly 13 plus and Brad Parker for me.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Sea Eagles 1-12. Looking at previous results, 2019, 40 points to 18, going in favour of the Sea Eagles. 21st of June 2020, 14 points to 6 in favour of the Sea Eagles. On the head-to-head, they're relatively close. I just think that there won't be a high scoring. I don't think this will be a high scoring one. I think that both teams are going to be a little bit clunky with the halves pairings. You know, Frawley Williams, as you mentioned, didn't have a lot of playing time together. Xavier Savage chiming in around the back, bit of a speedster. He's not going to be used for second phase play. He's going to be used to get on the outside of people, and he's going to be used to try and burn a gap. So could be a shout for an anytime try scorer if they can keep that passage of play going. Again, Garrick, not a ball playing one. He's a finisher. You play him on the wing. He's had plenty of success out there. Being relatively underrated this season, despite the fact that he has got as many points as he has. Yes, he is the goal kicker, but even so, he's got a fair few tries to his name. Again, Four and Walker, not a familiar halves pairing, but have had a little bit of time together. Cust, easy interchange in and out of the bench. You see it though. Sometimes you change too much through the course of a game with too many interchangeable players, and it can, it's too many spoons in the soup for that one, and too many chefs in the kitchen kind of thing. So I'm going to say 1-12 for the Sea Eagles. I'm going to say back the under on this one as well, and I don't fancy anyone for an anytime try scorer. I think it's going to be one of them low scoring games where maybe a forward just finds a way over before half time. But yeah, I'm going to say the under, and I'm going to go Sea Eagles 1-12. I'm anticipating a tight game for this one.
All right, paying $5 if you hit the double on Sportsbet. The under currently 48.5, which, if you look at Manly's past 11 games, they've gone over that 10 times, but it's also been with Tommy Turbo and Daly Cherry Evans for the most part. So not a bad shout.